Alright, hey everybody, welcome back to the iRacing AI series here today for race number 9 here at North Wilkesboro. I know it's been a minute. I just haven't felt like doing it. It's kind of like the NR stuff. I, you know, sorry. But I am going to trying to do daily streams now, so this is part of that. And trying to get back into a flow of wanting to do things. Just work is taking a lot out of me lately. But we're here at North Wilkesboro for 231 laps. Going into race number 9, one race away from halfway. Your points leader is Devin Smith over 7 points over Mike Bliss. Bowen Adams is third. Tony Stewart fourth. Dan Park, Todd Bodine, Kurt Busch, Angel Gutierrez, and Rusty Wallace. Your top 9 are all within 61 points of the race leader. Your points leader, Devin Smith. You know, he has 8 starts, average finish of 14th. Right now, I mean, that's a pretty bad average finish for the top person in points right now. But other than that, I think your highest person with a win looks like Tony in fourth, and highest person that signed up in points is Devin Smith. Now let's get on into it. It's gonna be a long race here tonight, or a longer race, I should say. Okay, launch him, and then also open this. Get this ready to go, and never mind. Let me put that up while I apparently sign in, because I haven't used it in a while. There we go. No relative, that's what we don't need. Alright, and then we'll bring that back up as the sim is opening. And then I actually will do this, unlock that, and then go back to that. Hopefully everybody's having a good night. If you're here. I know it's a really, really late stream. At fucking 2:20 a.m. But we will make it work. That's right, I don't even have my wheel plugged in. Lol. They don't have a track map for this track? What is this? Oh. No track map today. Oh well, we don't need it. As we go on board with, it is Mal. Usually I go on board with the points leader, but I was not paying attention. So let's go to Devin Smith in the 94. We'll see what he does here in his 2 qualifying laps, as he is the points leader going into this race today by 7 points over Mike Bliss in the 0. And after lap 1, Devin Zimmerman on pole. A lot of the field has not put a lap down, so maybe some people are hitting the wall or something. Devin Smith to the line again. Cannot beat Devin Smith, but some others are just now hitting it, so we're gonna wait till everybody hits the pit road like normal. Jesse Adams out to pole, only 14 still. I don't know why a lot of people. There's some people now coming onto pit road or coming onto the track. So some people just didn't go. I think some people are hitting the wall. Will any of them get a lap on? Watching Todd Bodine here going again. Interesting. Todd did not get a lap down. I didn't know that was a problem here. Some people must be hitting the wall. Yeah, because a lot of them, they're all just coming down pit road. definitely interesting. I know it's not gonna show up, but we're gonna put the track map back on. Boop. Wait, did they take that away? There we go, track map. Open overlay. What happens if I do the mini map? Okay, yeah, no, we're not gonna do that right now. Actually, nah. Actually, why not? Let's see if it works. Did it pop up? Yeah, well, if it does, I'll move it. I don't see it, so put this back there, and we'll advance the session. And Jesse Adams got pole because he actually set a lap. Hatfield did not, so that's very interesting. Devin Zimmerman second, Ben Park, Voiles, Christian Bracken. Let's go to Jesse Adams, who is your pole sitter. And we'll probably do, I assume, TB2. It does not look like the mini-map will be working, so we're going to turn that off. I wasn't even on, that's why. Let's just put the track map back up so I can know when people are on or off the track. Even though it's going to be a circle. And they're not going to go anyways until I hit it. So the circle will be down here. Make sure it's live. I at the grid and ungrid. It says about
Alright, man,
83
line up
laps
on the
of gas.
inside row. Pit
We'll
road
see
is
if that's
closed.
true or not.
Everyone's gridded.
And then back to Jesse Adams. Actually, might want to move that just right about there. Alright, Jesse Adams, Devin Zimmerman, Ben Park, Daniel Voiles, Christian Bracken, Lingerfeld, Mitchell Hodak, Ty Merkel, Malenko, and Dan Park are your top 10. As we get ready to go green here at Wilkesboro. Oh, that's going to be so confusing with the track map, but don't worry about it, everybody. It's just going to look weird for today. We're going to get 2 pace laps. Forgot about that. It said about 83 laps to get, so we'll see if they actually have that many laps. Yeah, pace car is off.
Green,
We
green,
are
green.
green here at North Wilkesboro. Gonna make sure we're live. We are good. Jesse Adams down to turn 1 over Devin Zimmerman. Zimmerman on the outside. He's gonna get the run off the turn, maybe. Adams is still there. It looks like Devin Zimmerman will clear from the top. But Jesse Adams still poking the nose in there. Can he get anything to work? No, he cannot. Devin Zimmerman now Voiles around the outside of Jesse Adams from pole. Adams is falling back. It's not like the road course where you want to start first. You want to be like second place sometimes in some of these tracks. With the Highline doing better. Now, can Lingerfeld get around the 1 of Jesse Adams? Lingerfeld now to the outside of the 1. And he is going to clear. Oh, no, not quite yet. Jesse Adams still fighting on the bottom. And now he is clear of the 1. As we go back to Merkel now. Got Ben Park behind him. The 18 now trying to go to the inside of the 42. Cannot get it to work. The 99 of Hodak around the outside of the 18. Now Park Brothers side by side, the 18 and the 9. see how they end up going. It looks like Dan Park will not be able to get to him. Jesse Adams now losing another spot to Marple. This is not a good start to this race for the one car. Here comes the 99 of Mitchell Hodak now to the outside of the one also. Jesse Adams not getting the bottom to work. This is not good for the one car. Might be able to clear the 99, not quite. As now he falls back to Dan Park. Dan now stuck trying to get around the one. Adams just still hugging that bottom. He needs to get up the track, it looks like. Jesse still can't get clear of the 9. And the 1, Adams, falls back behind Dan Park now. Now we go back here. It looks like battle for 9th place. Benton Park and Christian Bracken. Benton Park now stuck on the bottom, it looks like. Also lost quite a bit of spots. Same with the 7 and Mal behind. Oh, the 40 almost gets into the 5 there. That was close. As here comes Christian Bracken. Gonna clear, it looks like, the 18 now. Not quite yet. And Bracken finally clears Benton Park. Benton Park hangs on to 10th. And Jacob Provost now trying to hang on. Trying to go around Benton Park actually here. This is for top 10 for the 40 car. And Jacob is now up 6 spots. Getting around the 18 of Benton Park here. Bone Adams also trying to get into the top 10. Have both father and son in the top 10. As, like I said, Ben Park falling back in the bottom quite a bit. Ben still stuck there, but will the 26 Amazy get to the outside of the 18? It looks like Ben Park will still hold the bottom. The 26 will try to send it to the outside here. Ben Park clears, but the 26 sends it around the outside. Ben Park gets loose, and the 26 clears there. As they go back here, Malenko now battling Kenny Wallace. Kenny Wallace not having a good day. They're having an okay day. It's 14th, basically halfway through the field. Mal finally clears to the top. He will not be stuck in the bottom anymore. Now it looks like Devin Smith, your points leader, has lost 6 spots from where they have started. And now continues to struggle, but gets to the high line, trying to get around Emerson now. What about the rest of these guys? Emerson still trying to clear the 94. Devin Smith can't quite get there. Smith around the outside now. He does not get there. Devin Smith clears the 48 of Emerson. Now comes the 88 of Dale Jarrett to the outside of Emerson. Emerson falling back. Devin Zimmerman now pulling away from Voiles. I do think Zimmerman has a win this year, so he might be on track to try and get a second win of the year. We know the 42 does. They try to continue to watch some battles back here. As they're starting to get single file finally. Back of the field, obviously. Mark Martin got quite loose back here in the 6 car. A lot of close battling going on back here still. They're about 3 wide all the way back here still. Back of the pack, you got Casey Keane and Travis Quaffle not having good days at all. We know Cropley just won Sonoma. Or was it Sonoma? Which one? Cropley won, yeah, I think it was Sonoma last time out, but he's back in 36th this race. Not having a good day. Now we'll go back to the front. God damn it. Devin Zimmerman up front about 1.3 seconds ahead of Voiles over Kyle Lingerfeld, who will stay on board with for a minute as he's close to Voiles. I'm going to grab a snack, and we'll leave you here with the top second through fifth. Alright, I am back. Looks like Devin Zimmerman might be getting up to lap traffic here. We are catching up to the back of the pack, so we'll see how this plays into effect in this race here at Wilkesboro. Or will it be gridlock? Will he be able to get around the slower guys? Where will Devin Zimmerman go? He's caught the back of the pack now. There's about 5 lap traffic cars ahead of him. We'll see what he ends up doing. He goes around the outside of Kurt Busch, so he will be able to make it around them. Can the other guys do the same thing quickly? Zimmerman not able to do it quite yet, though. Kurt Busch gets really loose on the bottom, so he will lap the 97. As Kurt Busch now tries to go back around the outside of Devin Zimmerman, trying to get the lap back. Harvick now slowing up to 33. And Zimmerman now on the bottom, which seems to not be the best line. But maybe it is on the older tires. Kurt still has a great run on the top. And Boyles has caught up to the 33, but has nowhere to go. Boyles Voiles also goes to the bottom, just like the 33 did. He cannot get it done, but he might lose a spot to Lingerfelt now. Lingerfelt tries to go to the outside here in the 12 car. Sends it around the outside there. Lingerfelt's making it work. Hodak now might have Markle to catch right behind them too. That's a battle for second. Lingerfelt almost clear on the outside. And it looks like he will clear Voiles. And here comes Hodak now to the outside of the 42. Can Hodak make it work? Markle got loose on the bottom there. And the 99 will clear. Now here comes Dan Park. Trying to get up into a top 5 spot. And Voiles looking back on Lingerfelt up there. Couldn't quite get it done. Neither of them could. Dan still trying to get around the 42 here. And Dan is still there though. And Jesse Adams is trying to climb his way back up from starting in pole. Side by side down the back straightaway here. Dan Park still trying around the outside of the 42. Can't quite get there. Markle gets a little loose out the corner. That's going to allow Dan to possibly get around him. And he will. And here comes Jesse Adams down the one. Now you're about 8/10 behind Devin Zimmerman still. As we continue to watch this battle here for 6th place. Looks like Jesse Adams might have gone way too wide there, but the 42 getting a little loose again on the bottom. And here comes Jesse Adams on the outside. Markle way, way low. It looks like it might not be working out for him here. He might be stuck on the bottom unless he can get up high here in front of the 5 car. Jesse Adams goes to the bottom though, and he might lose it from the 42. So we go back up here. Hodak now catching up to Voiles. What can Voiles do here, trying to get around the lap traffic? And then when will they have to pit? That's another big concern for all these guys. And Zimmerman puts another car between him and Lingerfelt. Voiles gets loose there. It's going to allow Hodak to the outside here for 3rd place. We're only 14 minutes in and we're about close to hitting lap 50. An hour left to go here with no yellows. Lingerfelt gets around the 19, so there's no lap traffic between him and Devin Zimmerman now. Let's see what if the 12 has anything for that 33. And it looks like Markle continues to fall back. Same with Jesse Adams. Bone Adams and Christian Bracken got around both of them. And the 1 and 42 continue to fight. And now the 40, Jacob goes way high. Markle now has the high line. Jesse Adams now falling back once again from the pole position. There's a lot of work to do. But he does have the #1 pit stall, so that could work out to his advantage, hopefully. We'll go back up here now. Now it looks like Lingerfelt has caught up to the 33. Can he get around him though? That's the big question. Will lap traffic play a factor in? Lingerfelt taking a little bit wider of a line, trying to get a run off the corner there to maybe catch up to the 33. still doing that. Middle of the corner a little bit higher. Get the run off the corner. We're in lap 50 at 2:31 now. There's still about 30 laps till pit stops if it was correct. Right now, Casey Kane trying to get around the 12. We got some more lap traffic up ahead coming up. In the top 7, the biggest mover looks to be Dan Park. The biggest loser is Christian Bracken, but we go back here. Biggest mover looks like it's Jacob in the 40. So far in the top 10. And then Jess Adams has lost 12 from pole position. I'll go back up front though. As Lingerfeld is there. Can he get around though? The 33 goes way higher. Devin on the bottom now. Lingerfeld to the outside, side by side with the 33. Devin Zimmerman now. Lingerfeld looks like he's gonna take the race lead here right now. Nose out front, but Zimmerman takes it back on the bottom here. This time it is gonna be the 12. Lingerfeld takes the race lead, and he's gonna actually get around. The 19 is gonna get around him back there. Lingerfeld clears. Nice change for the lead, and Hodak still third. Boyle still fourth. Dan Park up to fifth. Christian Bracken up to seventh. Bowen Adams up to seventh. Christian Bracken up to sixth. Jacob is now up to eighth. Angel Gutierrez just gets around Markle. Markle continues to fall back after moving early. And here comes Kenny Wallace around his outside. Jesse Adams now down to 15th. It is not a good day for the one car at the moment. As we go back up front here. Dan Park really trying to close in on the 2 ahead of him. We'll stay with the 9 for a little bit. Lingerfeld just continues to pull away. Zimmerman gets held up in traffic, and he tries to lap Mark Martin now. Mark gets loose on the bottom. Now we're basically waiting to see what happens when we get to pit stops here. We'll go back a little bit now. Kodak. Oh, Dan Park is catching up. Or has caught up to Boyles and is now trying to go around the outside of the 38. Bracken also has Bowen Adams trying to get it to his outside, and Boyles gets really loose. And he loses that spot to Dan Park. And here comes Bowen Adams now. Jacob Provost in the 40 is also in this battle. They might go 3 wide. Nope. Jacob decides not to there. He thought better of it. Yeah, Boyles gonna lose another spot to Bone Adams there. Here comes the 40 of Jacob now. Boyles might have used up his tires. He's getting loose a lot off the corners. So we'll see how he continues to do this. There goes the 40 of Jacob. Here comes Christian Bracken now trying to go around the outside. And also Angel Gutierrez up here. Kenny Wallace still a little bit farther back, but they continue to lose the spots to him. Voiles gets back in the high line. Bracken does go around Angel, but Bracken tries to take the high line. But Voiles all the way back in the bottom there and gets a little loose. And here comes the 5 once again. Oh, the 5 got loose in the high line there. Now we'll go back up here. Hodak has caught up to Devin Zimmerman. Zimmerman gets loose on the bottom. Here comes Hodak to second place all of a sudden. And now Lingerfeld with a 3.5 second lead has 1, 2, 3, 4. Trying to put a 5th car between him and second place now, and Lingerfeld just continues to pull away. Zimmerman just losing spots now. Here comes Dan Park in the 9 car. What can Dan do here? Dan now to the back bumper of the 33, goes to the outside. Devin gets a little loose again on the bottom, and the round goes Dan. Here at North Wilkesboro. And now here comes Jacob to the outside of Bone Adams. Can he get it to stick on the high line? He's trying. Bone just slows up on the bottom there. And the 40 goes around the outside. He's getting a little loose into the corners there. Now it's single file. Let's go see what Lingerfeld's doing up here. We're going to wait, I think, with him. Because we're about, I think, about 10 laps away from pit stop. So we'll sit with the 12 through pit stops now. Let's see how that continues to go. Lingerfeld pits now, lap 74. Speaking of pit stops, he is the first one to come down. Like I said, we'll stick on board with him. After his stop, we'll go to whoever stays out the longest. Looks like Dan Park, Bowen Adams, and Voiles will also all come down here. Mitchell Hodak pits his next name by. Christian Bracken. Looks like Jacob, Angel, Kenny Wallace, and Markle Maisie all stay out for the top 5 so far. So 74, 75 for pit stops. There's the 42 and 26. Lingerfeld comes right out behind them. Some different strategies going on for sure. Someone hit the cone, it looks like. Like Bliss pits from 14th, so 13's still on lead lap. The 40 is still out there. We'll go find the 40. We'll try to, I should say. There's the 40 of Jacob. Him and Angel Gutierrez still out on track. Top 5 are still out, I should say. Top 6. How much longer can they go on field? A lot of people might have. Maybe there is a lot of different strategies going to be played here. 75 seemed early. According to my thing, when I was in my car, it said 83. So maybe Lingerfeld just wanted new tires earlier. We'll see how that continues to work out for him. A lot of people unlapping themselves now. Or putting themselves back to 2 down, I should say. So Ben Park is 2 down here, trying to get around Jacob. And this will be the lap coming up here that they should have had to pit, according to my in-car, when we were gridding and degridding to make it go faster. Jacob has a 2.5-second lead over the 25. Holding up a lot of cars, though. Mike Bliss trying to go around the outside, and Mike Waltrip trying to go to the inside. They're going to go 3 wide here. This could be bad. But it looks like they'll make it work for now. And these guys are still out here on these tires and fuel after a bunch of them pit at 75. We'll continue to stay on with Jacob until he pits. Will he be able to? Is it just too many cars are trying to pass him that he can't get down to pit road maybe? But, you know, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth haven't pit either. Rusty Wall is kind of stuck behind the 40 at the moment, as he's just holding the high line up there. Lingerfeld, 12th place. Top 11 have not pit. Jacob was close to putting in the 11th place lap down. But we'll see how that continues to go. I don't know how they're going this far in fuel. Unless maybe a glitch happened and you got lucky this race. I was like, none of them have pit still. The other cars should be faster to be able to catch up. But we have not seen Lingerfeld yet again to, you know, unlap himself. It's definitely interesting. It's not happening at all. Jacob's gonna get put 3 wide here. Michael Waltrip still trying to pass the 40, and he can't do it on the bottom. even with fresher tires. That is wild. The 15 looks like they're finally gonna clear. Maybe not. 40 gets a great run off the high line there. And Waltrip cannot get the power down on the bottom. The 02 is gonna, the 07 should clear the 40, not quite. These guys still have yet to pit. I think Jacob's finally pitting this time. No, no, he's not. He just got to the bottom and he might not be able to get off of there now. Because people with fresher tires are coming and Michael Waltrip's getting really loose behind him. Is the 40 gonna pit this time? He will not. If they make it to lap 100, that's should be concerning for a lot of the other guys. That pit lap 75 and the 42 pits from 5th on lap 96. About 20 laps later, 21 laps later than some of them. And here comes Jacob. Angel Gutierrez. Kenny Wallace still stays out, but Lingerfeld's gonna get his lap back from him. Not quite, but he's trying. And Dan Park is right behind the 12, and here comes Dan Park around the outside of Lingerfeld. That's gonna be for your net lead here. It's Kenny Wallace. Kenny Wallace pits. This is gonna be possibly the battle. Yeah, Dan Park I think took the position. Dan Park's gonna be your race leader through all that. Harvick is still out on track. No, no, he's not. Never mind. So they all made it to lap 98. So they all can make it on a two-stop. I don't know if the guys in 75 and all that can. That's wild. And yeah, Dan is your race leader. 0.8 of a second over Lingerfeld. Lingerfeld falling back because he's stuck on the bottom. And Zimmerman third. Mitchell Hodak, Voiles, and Bowen Adams. Your top 6 at the moment. There's Maisie coming off pit road. Lingerfeld still, like I said, falling back. Here comes the 33 of Zimmerman now. Oh, never mind. Because Markle Pitt, he does have fresher tires and he's trying to get around him. They're all lap down now because of this. But Dan is way up there. You got Hodak, Voiles, Bowen Adams, Devin Smith somehow, or actually, sorry, Malenko, up in the 7th. Devin Smith has found himself into the top 10 after pit stops. Matthew Hubert is 9th. What? The 10th is Christian Bracken in the 5. Battling a lap down Tony Stewart. Emerson is 11th. Biffle, Kenseth, Mike Bliss, and Ben Park, your top 15. Jesse Adams from pole. Oh no. Has fallen all the way back to 16th. At least he's still on lead lap. Let's go see where the first down lap car starts. So it looks like there's still quite a bit on lead lap. Because there's Dan right now passing people. Jeff Green, 28th on lead lap. Kurt Busch just staying on lead lap. Dan Park now on the bottom though. This might not be good for the 9. If he can't get up to the high line, Dan gets loose. This might allow Lingerfeld to get back to him. Here comes the 42 at Markle now. And the 21 at Gavin. Wintermute, as they all try to pass the 9 car. They might go 3 wide here around the 9. And not quite. Dan gets loose in the lead there as these guys are trying to pass him. The 21 goes around the high line. We got Zimmerman though back here close to Lingerfeld. And You know, Dan Park really slow right now on the bottom. And here comes the 12 Lingerfelt for the race lead around the outside. And he clears the 9. Devin Zimmerman also right here. Dan Park's still getting loose, and now Lingerfelt's going to pull away again. And Hodak's back up here. Hodak now to the outside of Devin Zimmerman. Dan gets back to the top. Zimmerman back to the bottom. Here comes Boyles back into this picture for this top 5 fight. And there goes Hodak. Around the outside of the 33, back up in the third. He's going to try to get Dan Park now also. And they can all see Lingerfelt within distance at the moment. Not a lot of lap traffic ahead of them here. Dan gets loose on the bottom. 99's going to clear the 9. And here comes Boyles around the outside of Zimmerman. It looks like Boyles will clear him. Now, can they all get to the 33? Dan gets back to the top. Zimmerman stuck in the bottom, still there. Here comes Boyles to the outside of Dan Park now. Dan had the lead. Dan lost it. And now Boyles to the outside. And he's up in the third. But also now stuck in the bottom. Now Hodak looks like they might be catching Lingerfelt. And Boyles really loose there. That slows him and Dan down quite a bit. So stay on with Hodak as he tries to chase down Lingerfelt. It doesn't look like he will at the moment. We'll go back here. Dan's still losing spots, and he's still battling Devin Zimmerman back here. This is still for the 4th place position, and now Malenko is caught up all of a sudden. He wants to get into the top 5. Bone Adams also back there fighting, trying to get up here to battle these guys. Zimmerman hangs on the outside line, and he clears the 9. Dan Park's still stuck on the bottom. Now here comes the 7 of Malenko. Can he get up here? He's now to the outside of Dan Park. Dan gets loose into the corner there. Mal gets a great run off the corner, around the outside down the back straightaway, and it looks like he's going to clear the 9 into 3 and 4 here. Oh, not quite. He puts the nose back in, but Dan gets loose once again, and Malenko gets that spot. But Hodak and Lingerfelt are both stuck in traffic. Lingerfelt not doing too well on the high line. Same with Hodak. Hodak now to the outside of the 21 like Lingerfelt was there. It looks like Hodak should be able to clear the 21. And he does. He's keeping pace with the 12 of Lingerfelt, trying to at least. And we'll go back a little bit here. Looks like Dan Park's still losing time quite a bit here. Bowen Adams now catching up to him. Bowen trying to use that high line speed. I don't know if Dan's trying to save tires and whatnot on the bottom, but we'll keep an eye on it here. About 40 minutes in here. And it looks like Hodak has caught up to Lingerfelt. As they're trying to get around the 88 of Dale Jarrett right now. they both do clear the 88. Can Hoda get to the 12 now? That is the big question here. We got clear track. Can he get to the outside? Doesn't look like he can at the moment. These guys all single file for the moment. Dan Park did lose the spot to Bowen Adams. And he continues to fall back. Right now, Hubert in 8th, Christian Brack in 9th, and your top 10, Devin Smith, your points leader, back in 10th. So another good day for him. We're going to go on board with the 99 here. God damn it. Where's the... There it is. We'll go on board for a couple laps here with the 99, trying to catch up to Lingerfelt for the race lead. Hodak now getting passed by lap cars who have fresher tires. He's losing a bunch of time. Mal now has Bone Adams right behind him once again. And Dan Park continues, and I mean continues to fall. He's now about to lose the top 10 here to Greg Biffle. Took the lead, and then it looks like his car has gone away from him. And he continues to fall back mightily here. Here comes his brother, Ben Park. Ben Park now to the outside of the 9 of Dan Park. Say, oh no for Dan. Dan continues to fall back really loose on the bottom, and he can't do anything about it. And here comes Emerson and Jesse Adams and Jacob Provost. Also, Jacob, I think, is the first one of those fresh tires. He's up to 15th. He is making headway. So we'll see how this continues to go for all. And they're 3 wide behind Dan Park. And here goes Emerson. Jesse Adams. Around the 9 car. The 40, like I said, has fresh tires compared to these guys. Here they all go around him now. The 40 kind of stuck behind him. Rusty Wallace there. Also trying to go around the outside. If the 40 just went to the top, he'd probably be able to blow by these guys. Like if Angel Gutierrez gets around the 40 here, that's the net lead on the second strategy. And there goes Angel Gutierrez around Dan Park here now. Dan continuing to fall back. Like I said, he's down to 15th after leading. He just motors on, continues to fall back. We're going to go up front. Looks like Mal has caught up to Devin Zimmerman. He's trying. Harvick, though, right there with him. We continue to watch this battle. Mal is there. Can he get to the outside of the 33? That's the big question. That's what you have to do to pass here. And Voiles right now ahead of them is on the bottom. So he might get stuck down there. Mal got loose on the bottom. He needs to get back in a rhythm up top. I know he tries to use the bottom again. Here comes Harvick. Harvick tries to go to the inside. This might help the 7. As Zimmerman catches up to Voiles here. Now he's on the outside for 3rd place once again. And it looks like Zimmerman will clear. And Mal will clear the Voiles also. And now here comes Bowen Adams trying to use that high line. Voiles tries to get back up top. Bowen Adams still there in the high line with Harvick. Harvick who's a lap down. Devin Smith also back here battling for the 10th place spot. 9th place spot with Biffle. Fresh tires are coming. You can see Angel Gutierrez back in 14th. They are trying to get around everybody. Oh, Lingerfeld got passed by Hodak. I didn't even see that. We're gonna go see how that happened. He was like right here. Yeah, Hodak just around the outside. They must have got cut up in this lap traffic and they were battling back here. And Hodak got clear off the high line. Hodak to the race lead. We missed that. Lingerfeld now stuck on the bottom. Couple different lead changes here today. Bowen Adams is really close to Voiles at the moment. We'll stick here with them. Lingerfeld now 1.2 behind Hodak. They're all just super close at the moment. 3 tenths, 4 tenths, 2 tenths, 2 tenths. Right here with Bowen Adams, Voiles, and all them. And Lingerfeld now has Devin Zimmerman to the outside as Hodak, like I said, about 1.5 seconds up. Lingerfeld just, he all of a sudden went to the bottom and now he can't get off. Now here comes the freight train of guys on the high line. Bowen Adams to the outside of Voiles also back there. Lingerfeld now has Malenko to his outside in the 7. The 7's gonna clear, not quite. Devin Zimmerman still holding up that high line there. It looks like Lingerfeld will lose that one. Now Bowen Adams around the outside of Voiles. Voiles will clear, Bowen Adams will clear Voiles as they're going around the lap traffic at the 88 now. Looks like the 99 might be on the bottom, so Zimmerman might be able to get back to the race lead here. We'll have to wait and see. We're under 100 to go. I didn't even realize that. Lingerfeld now battling lap traffic. Devin Smith, your points leader, up into 8th. We'll go back here a little bit. Let's see, fresh tires. Still 14th, so they're still quite a bit back, but they're about 7.5 back, so they have gained time. It was 9 seconds at one point. They just have to get around everybody. And Devin Zimmerman has caught up to Mitchell Hodak. Gavin Wintermere up ahead, gets loose ahead of the 99. As they all try to get around the 21 now. Can Mal keep pace with that and get around him? And Devin Zimmerman to the outside of Hodak here for the race lead. Hodak goes all the way to the bottom. And here comes Zimmerman. Zimmerman's going to clear. Now here comes Joshua Balliet in the 7. Malenko now around the outside here with the 99 of Hodak, and he's gonna clear up in a second. Oh no, not quite yet. And he does clear. Now can he keep pace with the 33 of Devin Zimmerman here? That's the big question. And here comes Lingerfeld back at the 99. Lingerfeld has gotten back on it. Devin Smith up in the fifth out of nowhere. The points leader making moves up into the top five all of a sudden. And it looks like Boyles now is the car falling back. All you have to do is get off the bottom and you'll be fine. Boyles can't seem to do that. Christian Brackett clears for sixth. No fresh tires in the top 10 yet. Right now, Bone Adams also falling back. Rusty Wallace is up here. Biffle up here. We'll go back up front. Looks like Mal and Zimmer are both clear of traffic for the moment. Lingerfeld trying to keep them honest. Devin Smith got around, actually, sorry, Emerson pit. So there's pit stops going on now. We'll go back up to the 33 Zimmerman and see when he pits. I assume that if they pit now, I think they can all make it to the end. So I'm almost certain on that. But we'll see. For about 20 minutes left into this race. Zimmerman has not pit yet. Malenko about, like I said, 8/10 back. A lot of things can happen here still. And one pit stop left for everybody. We'll sit on with Zimmerman until he pits. Bracking up in the third. Battling Devin Smith. Are they on pit road? No, they're not. Emerson pit. Actually, a couple of them did. Lingerfeld pit. Hodak pit. Did not see that. So we got some early pitters. We'll see how that continues to go for them. These guys might come out quite a bit ahead of the 33 and 7, but we'll see how far and see if those guys will be able to catch up to them or not. They thought to unlap themselves. Devin Smith lost another one about an Adams there. We're just waiting on pit stops now. Some other people are pitting now. Here comes the 25 off of pit road. I thought the 33 was pitting there. He was definitely quite low off the corner there. Everybody around the 33 now. All the lap traffic. Now Mal is right behind him here. And you see Emerson there, I think, who was one of the first ones to pit, along with the guys that were battling up here. Is right behind the 33 now. Zimmerman taking a low line here in the 1 and 2. And he is pitting, and that leaves Mal out in track. Does the 7 pit the same? The 7 does not. So a couple different strategies going on here. Mal finally pits. What about Bowen Adams? Looks like Bowen Adams is pitting. Biffle's the one that stays out this time. And then the guys that hit longer the first time now are staying out. And they should be able to go about 20 laps more, so they should be able to go almost to 200 the rest of those guys. There goes Biffle. Now we find the 40. A Jacob here. Oh. Here's Bill Elliott, who also did that shit. No, Jacob pits here. Interesting. Now does Rusty come in? Looks like maybe Bill stayed out. Bill Elliott did. Bill doesn't pit yet. Travis does, though. The 21 is still out on track somehow. So Lingerfeld is your net leader over the 99 by 6/10 at the moment. Bill Elliott pits. Gavin pits. What about Harvick? Harvick pits. That brings us back to Lingerfeld wherever he is. There he is. 6/10 ahead of Hodak. Hodak now stuck on the bottom. But they do have the oldest tires, and everybody should be going to the end here. I think. Interesting. It has changed a lot since the pit stops. We're going to go through the field. Lingerfeld and Hodak, 1, 2. All of a sudden, that makes Christian Bracken your third place car in the 5. With Angel Gutierrez fourth. Fifth is Devin Zimmerman. Malika all the way in seventh. Or sorry, sixth. Ricky Rudd all of a sudden in seventh. Amazing Crichton in the 26th is eighth. Ninth is Jacob in the 40, who just came off on pit road. And 10th, sorry, Emerson just now, he's passing him on the high line. And these guys have made up a lot of spots. Some big losers, man. Bowen Adams all the way down to 14th. Voiles all the way down to 15th. Dan Park led a lot early. Smith was top 10 that last run. Um, what about Jesse Adams? We'll go find him. Jesse Adams just went a lap down, actually. And right now is dead last for some reason. 2 laps down. A one car started on pole here today. We'll continue to sit with Lingerfelt as he's in heavy lap traffic at the moment. But has 4 lap cars between him and Christian Bracken here. Lingerfelt's still about a second ahead of the 5. Jesse Adams got one of his laps back, but he is dead last. Mike Bliss is 23rd, and I think it said last time I looked, Devin Smith was 18th. So Mike Bliss still going to be losing points unless he can get ahead of that 94. We'll go back a little bit. Christian Bracken is making way through traffic pretty decently. We got a Hodak who's third. Angel Gutierrez fourth. Actually now the 7 of Joshua, or sorry, Malenko now up here. Devin Zimmerman back in 6th. Ricky Rudd, Jacob Provost, Bowen Adams, and Emerson Arden, your top 10. It's Angel Gutierrez now to the outside of Malenko here. Malenko just needs to get to the high line and he'll be okay. He does have the freshest tires out of this group of cars. Almost 9 laps fresher than the 25. We'll go back to our race leader. This Christian Bracken now stuck on the bottom line. That allows Lingerfelt to pull away once again. Hey Connor, how's it going? I'm surprised you're here this early in the morning. Christian Bracken has fallen back. Kodak now with the 24. The Colin Cropley there. Cropley though not having a good day after winning the last time out. Got Malenko catching up to the 99 of Mitchell Hodak here. Other than Bracken, he does have the freshest tires. Actually, he does have the freshest tires in the top 5. Top 10 freshest tires is actually the 40 Jacob Prevost back there in 7th place. We'll see if he can do anything with that. Same with the 7, as he's going to the outside of Mitchell Hodak here. Trying to get a little loose. He clears the 99 on the outside there. He'll Now there's a lot of lap traffic though between the leader and them. Unless Lingerfeld gets put on the bottom side, we'll see what happens here. Which it could happen. You never know. Rusty Wallace, the first one a lap down, trying to possibly get that lap back, as he does have fresher tires than the 12. And we'll stay on with Lingerfeld. Will people try to chase him down? There's been a lot of come and goers here in this race, in terms of the top 10. Rusty Wallace trying to use the bottom to get around Lingerfeld here. It's definitely slowing him up, but not enough for these guys to get around him. Lingerfeld finally clears him. However, it looks like Christian Bracken now stuck on the bottom. So the 7 Malenko is catching up to the 5 because of this. The 7 to the outside of the 5 now. And Malenko up in the second. He's got 3 seconds to Lingerfeld and only 20 something laps left to do it. So we'll see what happens here. Lingerfeld, he's got a lot of lap traffic between him and Malenko, so I think he's gonna be A-okay for this race win here. As we go back, looks like Angel Gutierrez is now battling. I don't know, maybe not. I thought Zimmerman was up closer. Go back here, Jacob's still 7th. Ricky Red's still in the top 10. Bowen Adams back in the top 10. Tony Stewart has found himself all of a sudden in the top 10. Kenny Wallace just outside like he has been all day. Dan Park trying to get back up there. Voiles, who was up there all day, trying to get back up there. And some big fallers. Emerson, I thought he got up there not too long ago, but he's falling back. Same with Devin Smith, your points leader. Right now, Mike Bliss is catching up to him. Sorry, Mike Bliss has passed him, so we might have a new points leader of the 0. Mike Bliss. There's only a 7 point gap. So right now, for sure, I think the zero has passed the 94, and there's a lot of people within 50 something, 60 something points, under 100 points. So there could be a lot of leapfrogging in points here today as they go back up front. It looks like Lingerfeld has it for right now. Christian Bracken still third. Kodak still fourth. Angel Gutierrez still fifth. With 20 laps to go here at North Wilkesboro. So Mal has gotten around some of the lap traffic. He's about 2 seconds under, but I don't think there's enough laps. He's got about 16 to go this time by. Can he get to the 12 car of Lingerfeld? Lingerfeld trying to pass the lap traffic also up ahead. So we'll see if the 7 can continue to close. As Lingerfeld continues to close in on lap traffic. As long as he doesn't get stuck on the bottom, he should be okay. But there's a lot of traffic ahead of the 12 here. And I mean a lot. The 15 of Michael Waltrip looks like he's catching the 12 car. Ben Park, though, stuck on the bottom here. Ben Park's about to go lap down. Unless he can slide up in front of the 12 car here. And it doesn't look like he will be able to do that. As he gets loose on the bottom. Malenko gets around Kurt Busch back there. Lingerfeld is using the high line quite well here. And he does slide up the track there as Michael Waltrip is to the inside of the 12. He's about coming around to 11 to go this time by for the 12 of Lingerfeld. Malenko has 2 cars between him and Lingerfeld. Can he get there? It'll be 10 laps to go here this time by for the 12 car. He's caught up to the other lap traffic now. This time it'll be 9 laps to go for the 12. And Malenko is going to get around that other lap traffic of Michael Waltrip now. So if he just stays behind the 18 here, he should be fine. But if he tries passing to the inside, I feel like that's going to make him lose time to the 7. 8 to go this time by. Mal still battling the 15, and it looks like he should be good. Let's get around him now. And he does. Even with fresher tires, it does not look like the 7 can do it. The only thing that could be detrimental to the 12 here would be Rusty Wallace getting to his outside if he gets to him, because the lap traffic out of him seems to be holding him up. 6 to go here. This time by, it's going to be 5 to go for Lingerfeld. Looks like the 7 might be pushing, almost hit the wall there. Maybe pushing a little too hard. Four to go for Lingerfeld. He's really in that lap traffic now. Three to go for the 12. Mal only about a second back now. Here comes Rusty Wallace like I was talking about. That would be the detrimental to it. Rusty is there. 2 to go for the 12. Mal is not going to have enough time, I'm afraid. He's 8 tenths back too. One lap to go for the 12 of Lingerfeld here at North Wilkesboro. Rusty Wallace does get to his inside, so unless he gets majorly loose here, he should have this win. Off of turn number 4, Lingerfeld, he does get loose. The Lingerfeld wins here at Wilkesboro. Malico gets to like 2 tenths there. I think is the closest finish yet this season. What a win for the 12. Malico second. Devin Zimmerman up into third. Sorry we weren't watching that. Angel Gutierrez up into fourth. Christian Bracken falls to fifth. Jacob to sixth. Butcher Hodek seventh. Bone Adams eighth. Matthew Hoover ninth. And look at Dan Park. He pulled out the top 10 back. And then the rest of your people. Mike Bliss, who was second in points today, comes out 17th. And Devin Zimmerman, we're going to go find that 95. Looks like he finishes 25th, so we could have quite a bit of difference in what everybody had or finished. As we wait for everybody to pit and be in their pit stall now. Swear to God, I was hearing beeps. Let's wait for everybody to get on pit road, and then we'll go take a look at the points. I think next time out is Old Atlanta. Probably for 100 and something laps. That should be fun. Ben Park last one to park it up. And we'll quit. Actually, let's close this. Boop, and then we'll quit. Don't need the replay. Okay. Let's take a look at the race results here. Lingerfeld led 108 of 231. Mal got 273 for Zimmerman in third, 23 for Jacob, 12 for Mitchell Hedek, 9 for Dan Park, 1 for Kenny Wallace, 1 for Greg Biffle, 2 for Bill Elliott. And that is it. We had quite a bit of different leaders here today. 13 lead changes. Incident points. I'm actually kind of interested. Looks like there was none. I think that might be the first race there was no incident points, which is quite surprising. Still doesn't make sense to me why the thing was happening though on what's it called? Fast lap goes to Devin Zimmerman during qualifying. Let's look at the standings here. Don't know why that does that. Bowen Adams, your points leader, over 2 points over Mike Bliss and 2 points over Angel Gutierrez. It is very close in the top 12. There's Dan Park to fourth. Devin Smith falls from the points lead to fifth, but only 19 back. Tony Stewart 30th. Or 30 points back. Devin Zimmerman 50 back. Lingerfeld 72 back after his win here. So that puts him into the title fight with 11 races left to go. Then you got Todd Bodine, Maisie Crichton, Kurt Busch, and Rusty Wallace, all within 100 points. And some work to do. Greg Biffle, minus 398. Dead last in points bracket. Ben Park, Malenko, Casey Kane, and Bill Elliott. Malenko had his best finish there for that top 10. What? Yeah, sorry. He had the top 10, top 5 there, so that's why he's 36 in points over Ben Park, Christian Bracken, and Bracken had her best finish too. So, I mean, Biffle, the only one really not having it there. But like I said, let's go to season overview. And we're going to, yep, Atlanta next time. And then you can see the rest of the schedule here. We got one more super speedway, one more road course. That's basically mile and a halfs, Iowa, Martinsville, and Bristol for short tracks. And then you got Auto Club in Michigan also towards the end of the year. So that'll be fun. You got 2 D-shaped ovals, 2 short tracks, a mile and a half, and another short track to end out the year here. We'll see you guys next time at Atlanta. Peace out. Not now, Jesus.